Thanks for joining me today at LearnWake. My name is Brandon Judd, and I'm responding to a video analysis request that's been uploaded by Rob here. And Rob wants some help on his heel side wake jumps. It looks like he sometimes takes off of the wake and gets a little unbalanced, and wants to make sure that he's not missing his timing and just improve his wake jump so it can be consistent, so he can progress from here. So thanks for submitting the video, Rob. We appreciate that. And then I'm going to take a look here in your submission and just kind of read to everyone your comments and questions so that we can diagnose this accurately. So you say, I've been wakeboarding for almost 4 years now, and I'm stuck at trying to jump the wake. I know a lot of my problems are not locking my legs out, especially my front leg. I consistently wheelie in the air. Sometimes I miss the push completely and just case the wake. I actually was better last year than I was this year. Last year I was going wake to wake much better and was able to throw an indie grab in there every now and then. Um, I have a video of 3 jumps from last weekend. My first jump, I don't get full extension. My second jump, I miss the pop completely. And my third jump, I'm not even sure what happened. Basically, those are my typical wake jumps. I just want to get some nice floaty pop. I feel like I never progress. So, Rob, you're not alone. This is very common. A lot of people struggle feeling like their timing is consistent, and then uh, you feel like you're going to focus on it all year. And by the end of the year, you finally feel like you're getting pretty consistent and good, and then you take the winter off, and then you come back and you feel like you've erased everything. And you have to start over again. So, this is very normal, very common. I would not get mad at yourself about that. That is a very normal thing to have happen. That said, if you keep treating it the same way, it will take you many more seasons until you are comfortable with your pop position at the wake. So what we need to do is we need to change how you're thinking about wakeboarding right now. Right now, your goal is to get wake to wake on your heels and jump really nice and high and get consistent so you can start grabbing and doing cool stuff. I would suggest that a perfect wake jump is not a prerequisite to your progression right now. I think the biggest thing that's going to help you is, i to be honest, abandoning the wake jump for a little bit. It sounds weird, sounds backwards, sounds like counterproductive, um, but there are some things we can do to strengthen your overall comfort and ability on your wakeboard, and it will get you out of this rut that you're stuck in. So, that said, I'm definitely going to make some suggestions on your current wake jump just so you have it in the bag. Um, and then I'm going to suggest a few things for you to work on that I think will make you a better wakeboarder without having to just kind of beat your head against the wall on this same wake jump year after year. So I just see too many riders doing that where they work on the same thing over and over and over and finally get it somewhat okay by the end of the year, and then next year they've lost a lot of their timing and have to go back to it. It's just a slow way to learn, so hopefully we can get you learning faster. All right, so I slowed this down a little bit just so we can kind of see what's going on. You were correct. You missed your full extension on your second one. This one wasn't bad. It was just, like you said, you're kind of wheeling. Um, and then if we zoom forward here to your next wake jump, you missed the full push there, and that was the issue, was you didn't push all the way, didn't extend your legs fully. And then we can take a look at the one that you said you just didn't know what happened here. um, that way, at least the viewers at home can see this, and we can kind of know where we're going from here. So what I love about your 3 examples here is they are exactly uh, the same problems that we address in these videos. So I don't know if you've seen some of these videos. Before I go on my correction here, I just want to make sure that you've seen these. So the first thing is a video called Proper Weight Distribution on Airs. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is basically your first jump right here that Mike demonstrates. Um, so your first jump is this one, and then your third jump is this one. I mean, if you watch them back to back, it's uncanny how identical they are. So you're having a weight distribution issue on your way in, and when you missed the timing of the pop on the one where you didn't fully extend, that can be fixed by this drill. It's called heel side jumps, the standing tall drill. And this will allow you to trust fully locking your legs out um, instead of doing what you did here. That was your second jump. And we can correct it to something like this, where you stand fully tall and you go much higher, much cleaner, much easier. It's just a little drill you do out away from the wakes. It seems almost like patronizingly awkward to practice this stuff, um, but we're really just eliminating a lot of variables here so that we can focus on one specific issue that you're having. But I would watch those two videos and try the drills, the heel side jumps, the standing tall drill, and then proper weight distribution on airs. There's not a ton of drills in this one, but this one should help you understand what's going on. The next thing I'm going to have you do is I want you to try one wake jumps that are just a little shorter, where you focus on proper weight distribution and standing fully tall at the wake. Um, you don't have to start tall. You just want to, by the time the wake is pushing the hardest at you, you want to be standing the tallest. So that's what people often ask. They often say, "What is going on? When do I stand up? Is it at the bottom of the wake, the top of the wake, whatever?" So my best advice on that, as far as getting into your head when you have to stand tall, because otherwise you're going to be analyzing this in your head 1,000 times over, and you're just never going to get it right. Um, if you try and think about what you're doing while you're doing it, it's too much for your brain to process. So what would work better is, you know how you jump on a trampoline? Like, there's no thought process to, like, when should my legs be fully straight? If you were to do that, it would confuse you and you'd be working on it forever, like I mentioned. However, if you were to go and jump on a trampoline and just clear your head and just make sure that the feeling of the mat pushing back at you, um, is you just mirror that with being tall. I mean, that's all that's happening on the trampoline is when the mat is pushing at you the hardest, you're the tallest. And that's how you learn how to jump. I have a toddler, and when he's jumping on the trampoline, he doesn't understand that yet. And so he'll like push down on the trampoline and just be jumping and not bouncing up and down. His legs will just get sprung back up, like knees into his chest. Um, and that's because he doesn't understand the feeling of dropping your body weight to sink the mat while in a tall position. And to be honest, it's the same thing at the wake. Um, so it sounds kind of weird to connect the two in that way, but you just want to be when the wake is pushing up your board the hardest is when you want to be standing the tallest. And it's not a thought process, it's a feeling. So that's why I say go do some small one wake jumps and think about that feeling. Kind of think about it trampoline style, like pretend the mat and the wake, are the same thing. And whenever it's pushing at you the hardest, that's when you stand nice and tall, and you'll feel it. And once you start feeling it and doing it consistently, you'll know what to expect at the wake. So that said, that should be the fix to your wake jump. Then you can start trying these. This video I would recommend watching called Wake Jump Variations. This will teach you how to get different types of uh, uh, jumps accomplished. Now, I'm not saying you need to try all of these, but I think that you should watch these and just give you a basic understanding of how the pop works underneath you and how it doesn't have to be completely perfect in every way. You just need to be standing in the right position at the wake. So this is a really fascinating video that walks through a bunch of different variations of a normal wake jump. So um, thanks for paying attention through that. Here's my next suggestion, and it's not a fun one, but it's the, like if you're on a basketball team and they say run wind sprints, you know you need it, but you may not like it. So this is going to be really weird for you, and you may think I'm not ready for it, but you totally are. If you can ride comfortable switch and facing backwards cuffed, riding normal stance looking forward is going to be a breeze. So it's really crazy how this drill helps you. Um, so the video is called Drill Speeding Up Switch Progress. I want you to go through this and just start working on this just a little bit every single set you take. Get up and do a couple switch carves. You can also look up the ultimate warm-up video here and do some, some S turn carves and some switch S turn carves and switch ollies and things like that. But I really want you to practice getting cuffed. I want you to carve around at a slow speed like this video suggests. Um, it's a really awkward thing at first, but it's going to help you take your wake jump to 180. I would suggest doing um, even some like one wake 180s right now is fine. Um, this is the part of your riding that is the weakest, and that's one of the reasons why it's so difficult for you to feel like your timing is on and you're really comfortable and consistent. So slow the boat down nice and easy. Here it suggests 14 miles an hour or so, depending on the weight of the rider. And then just play around with these positions, experience them. And it's so weird. If you take like a month off of hitting wakes and just do this stuff, as soon as you go back to do your wake jump, automatically your wake jump is just better after having done this. It's a really weird thing, but trust me, it works. So have fun with this. You don't have to like I said, you don't have to skip jumping the wakes for a whole month. But what I would suggest is I would suggest practicing this and playing around with it, um, and just do a little bit every set. Just start out with it, or if you feel like you're kind of tired and bored, and you still have some energy, but you just don't, your head hurts from thinking through the wake jump so much. Just take a break from that and work on some of this stuff. It's really fun, and it makes you a better wakeboarder. So that would be my advice, and I think you're on the right track. Honestly, the wake jumps that are working for you work really well. You've got what looks like a great wake, a really nice setup. Um, I would highly recommend practicing those things I mentioned, and I think that really quickly um, you're going to get consistent and start learning how to do some other tricks really fast. So thanks again for submitting the video, and hopefully that helps. We'll see you around the site. Thanks.